Hey everybody, welcome back to Deb and Easy's Kanji Study Sessions. We got 12 new vocabulary words from the JLPT N2 list for you today. As always, if it's a new kanji, we're going to write it down 10 times on stream, go over its readings, its meanings, its pronunciations, what it means, and the radicals that make up that kanji so that we can think of ourselves a little story to remember it. If it's a new word but it's got old kanji we already know, I'm just going to go over the meanings of the two kanji and how to bring them together to our new word. If you want to follow me at your own pace, head on over to YouTube. And if you want these word lists, just head on over to Google Drive. I've got them all up for you. Our first word of the day is todomaru, which is to remain in a location, to abide some location, or to be limited or confined to something. Todomaru is to be limited or to abide in, to remain somewhere. Todomaru. Todomaru is to abide in or be limited to. Todomaru. Todomaru. Number 2 is a juten. Ju on the left side is heavy or weighty, and ten on the right side is a point. So a juten is a heavy point in a conversation or an important point. If emphasis is put on this point, an iteration mark or a colon in pronunciation is a juten. Juten is a colon, iteration mark, or an important point or an emphasis. A juten is literally a heavy point or a heavy mark or emphasis. Juten desu. Juten. 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 Juten desu. Juten. Number 3 is a san-chi. San on the left side is to produce or manufacture, and chi on the right side is land or ground. So the ground on which something is produced is literally the production or producing area. San-chi is literally a production zone or a production ground. San-chi is a production area. San-chi. San-chi desu. Sanchi is a production area, manufacturing area. A sanchi is literally a producing area. Number 4 is okotaru. Okotaru is to be negligent in doing something or to shirk, with our kanji for being lazy or shirking one's duty. Okotaru. Okotaru is to shirk one's duty or to be negligent of. Okotaru. 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 Number 5 is an easy one with the katakana for Suponsa. A Suponsa is a sponsor. Suponsa da. Suponsa. We have no sponsors on this show, but if anyone wants to sponsor me, that would be honestly unneeded, but sure. Suponsa is a sponsor. Number 6 is saiho, both kanji meaning to sew or to stitch, needlework. Sai on the left side we've already learned, but ho is our new kanji. Hokani nu or so is to sew, stitch, or embroider, with the radicals for a thread on the left side and sagebrush on the right. But I'm going to remember this because this looks like, if there's a thread on the left, on the right side we've got this kind of needle-looking thing poking up and in and out of cloth, much like a sewing stitch would go. And this is the movement radical right here, which means that it is moving up and down over kind of the threads. So ho or nu is to sew, stitch, or embroider. Nu or ho is to sew, stitch, or embroider. or hole is to sew, stitch, or embroider. New or whole is to sew, stitch, or embroider. New or whole. New or whole is to sew, stitch, or embroider. New or whole. New or whole is to sew, stitch, or embroider. New or whole. New or whole. New or whole is to sew, to stitch, or to embroider, with our needle going in and up out of the threads in movement. Together with sai on the left side, we have sewing, or actually sewing. With sai hole, which is to sew or stitching. Sai hole this. Sai hole. Number 7 is keru, to kick, to refuse, to reject, or to stomp on. With the radicals for a kick, a leg on the left side, and on the right side we have a radical for to be completed, to follow, or to accompany. Accompanied by a foot is a kick. Kick is shuku or shu, with accompanied by a kick. Keru, shuku or shu, is to be accompanied by a foot or to kick something. Shu, shuku, or keru, to kick, or a kick. Shu, hokani shuku, is to kick. Shu or shuku is a kick. Shu or shuku is a kick. Our verb for kicking is keru. Keru is to do a kick. Ketta. Keru is to kick. Keru. Shuku or shu is to kick. Keru, shuku or shu is to kick. There's lots of strokes in this one, so it's taking me a little bit to write. Sorry. Shuku, shu or keru is to kick. Keru is to kick. Number 8 is shizumaru. Shizumaru with our kanji for quieting or calmness. On the left side is our verb for being quiet or quieting down, calming down, or dying down. Shizuka is our adjective form of this verb, which means quiet or calm place, but shizumaru is to become quiet or to be calm. Shizumaru is to become quiet or calm. Shizumaru. Shizumaru is to become quiet or calm. Shizumaru. Shizumaru is to become quiet or calm. Shizumaru. Number 9 is Nikui. This is another one of our suffix kind of add-ons that just means whatever verb it was preceded with is difficult or hard to do. Nikui is our verb. Kangai nikui, usually with the e form of a verb to mean. Sorry, I should call it the masu stem of a verb. Plus nikui means difficult or hard to do. Whatever the verb was, omoi nikui is hard to think of. Kangai nikui is hard to think about. Nikui. Nikui desu. Number 10 is a koku. Now, this is katakana, no hiragana, no kanji, just koku, directly from cook or a spigot, but it also means koku, as in a cock, a male chicken, and of course, a penis. Koku is a cook or a cock. Koku is a cook or a cock. In both the vulgar and non-vulgar sense of the words. Koku. Number 11 is scooty dasu. Scooty on the left side is to make or produce. Dasu on the right side is to kind of send out or to exhibit to the world. So scooty dasu is to manufacture, to produce something, or to invent and dream it up. You made it and you produced it yourself. Scooty dasu is to create or manufacture on your own. Scooty dasu. Scooty dasu. Or to invent or dream up. Scooty dasu. Scooty dasu. And finally, number 12 is hosoku, with ho on the left for a law or rule. Horitsu no ho. Horitsu is kind of laws, like a country's laws, or horitsu. And hosoku on the right side is kisoku no soku, which means kisoku is a law or a rule. And so this literally translates to rule, or a law and rule. Hosoku is a law or a rule. Hosoku is a law or a rule. Hosoku. Hosoku is a law or a rule. Hosoku is a law or a rule. Hosoku desu. Hosoku is a law or a rule. Let's go back to the top. Make sure we remember all these, at least for right now. Remember, you can make some flashcards out of these bad boys and immerse yourself in Japan. Manga, books, anime, movies. Do what you can. Just put yourself in there. Our first word of the day was to remain or to abide with todomaru. Todomaru can also mean to be limited to. Todomaru. Number 2 is a juten, or an important point. Literally translated a heavy, on the left side, point or spot. A juten is an emphasis or heavy idea, the important idea. A producing area is a sanchi. San on the left side for to produce, and chi on the right side for ground or land. Sanchi is the production or producing area. To be negligent in doing something or to shirk one's abilities, to shirk one's tasks is okotaru. Okotaru. Okotaru with our kanji for being lazy. Next we have a sponsor with Suponsa. Suponsa. A Suponsa is a sponsor. Sewing or needlework is saiho, with sai on the left side meaning needlework, and ho on the right side also meaning needlework, with our thread on the left and then the punctuating needle moving through the threads. Saiho is sewing or needlework. To refuse, to reject, or to stomp on is keru. Other pronunciations are shuku or sho, with our leg completing the work. Keru is to kick. Keru. To become quiet or to quiet down is shizumaru, from our kanji for shizuka, which means quiet or calm. Shizumaru is to be quiet or calm, or to become quiet or calm down. If something is difficult or hard to do it, you can follow it with the suffix nikui. Follow the mas stem form of a verb with nikui, and you have the difficult to do X form. A male chicken or a cock is a koku. Can also mean a cook or a chef, a koku. To manufacture, to produce, to invent, or dream up something is scooty on the left side for to make, and dasu on the right side for to put out or to show to other people. And finally, a law or a rule is a hosoku. Ho on the left side for law, and soku on the right side, also for a law or measure. Hosoku. Thanks for watching today, everybody. I hope you have a good weekend, and お週末おめでとうですね。じゃあ、また明日ね。